Today's Toolbox talk goes out to the lone workers. You may be working solo, but as long as you've got eyes safe around to watch your back, you're never truly alone, in a non-creepy way. Lone working is defined by the HSE as work carried out by people who work by themselves without close or direct supervision. This doesn't necessarily mean that the worker is physically alone, it means that they are in a separate location from the rest of the team or manager. This includes people who are working in remote areas, at home, outside the normal office hours, away from their fixed work base. If any of these apply to you or your workers, we have to talk safety considerations.
No! God, please, no! No!
Firstly, you need to assess the risks and reduce the hazards before carrying out any activity. This can be done by completing a lone working checklist and risk assessment. Always prioritise your personal safety. If a situation has too many potential hazards, discuss your concerns with your line manager. During work hours, all staff and volunteers leaving the workplace to work alone or work at home should leave written details of where they are going and their estimated time of return. Ideally, you'd have a shared calendar that all staff can use to record appointments, etc. Be aware of weather conditions and environmental factors relevant to your work. In the UK, weather is particularly shit and can often impact safety. Finally, equip yourself with emergency tools. If you do nothing else, make sure that your mobile phone is fully charged. Familiarise yourself with emergency procedures and contact numbers for swift response in critical situations. So those are your main safety considerations. Now I've got a few general tips for staying safe while working solo. The first is to coordinate with your fellow workers nearby whenever possible. Establishing a network of support enhances safety and provides mutual assistance when needed. If this is not possible with your own colleagues, you may be able to team up with other workers in the area. Another tip is to plan ahead. When you enter a new space, devise an exit strategy and maintain situational awareness. If you're entering someone's home or premises, give some thought before you arrive to what exit strategy you could use if you felt uncomfortable or threatened. Thinking of these in advance will help you recall them quickly in a time of stress. For example, you could say, "I'm sorry, I've left some paperwork in the car." This could give you time to de-stress before returning, or could allow you to phone from the safety of your car saying that you have to call back to the office and we'll rearrange the appointment. On that note, it's worth conducting a risk assessment upon arrival of any location if you feel apprehensive or uneasy. Trust your instincts and prioritise your personal safety by getting the fuck out of there. Now let's cover some tips for if the work involves driving. Firstly, put together an emergency kit for your car.
I brought a homemade first aid kit. It's spring-loaded for quick access. Go!
This might include an extra coat, a torch, a bottle of water, spare change and an emergency mobile phone charger. When driving to meetings, try and plan where you're going to park before you go. If it's safe to do so, park as close to your destination as possible. If you're returning after dark, consider what the area will be like then and try to park near streetlights. When approaching your car, be aware of your surroundings, have your keys ready and before entering, quickly check that no one is inside. My last bits of advice are dealing with violence and aggression. It's not the prettiest subject, but it's one that needs to be addressed. No one can say with any certainty what they would do if faced with a difficult or stressful situation. Many factors can affect the way that you behave, from your own confidence and experience to how you are feeling on that day. There is no right or wrong answer, but it will help if you think through your options ahead of time. Remember, the earlier you spot a potential problem arising, the more choices you have to avoid it. Be aware of changes in the behaviour of the person you're with, especially if they seem to be becoming angry or irritated. Try to use your own communication skills to diffuse a difficult situation early on. Think about not only what you say, but how you say it. Try to distance yourself both physically and emotionally. Be assertive, but avoid meeting aggression with aggression. Use your exit strategy. Have a pre-planned way to excuse yourself from a difficult situation. Use your voice. Shout specific instructions such as, "Call the police!" or pretend to see someone and call out to them for help. I'm sure you'll never need to call on this advice. After all, Britain is a very civilised country, right? In any case, the bottom line is to stay vigilant and to prioritise your own safety above anything else. And that concludes today's Toolbox Talk. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.